My name is Chad Morris, this is Jeremy Mullet, and this is Joey Mullet. Welcome to our trailer review. Okay, so the trailer we're going to be doing today is Captain America 2. This is the full official trailer that has come out. Yeah, Winter Soldier. Which I speak goodly, as you can tell.
Yeah, you got that.
So you got to watch the trailer.
Yeah, first time I've seen that trailer for this.
Yeah, and actually, maybe we should talk before we get into that. Is there anything you wanted to say about the first movie in any way, shape, or form before we get on to?
No, we can go right into we can roll the second one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, what Jeremy just said, because we're going to cut through that.
With that.
Is that if you haven't seen the first one, definitely see it before you see the second one, because and that really goes with all of the Marvel.
Yeah, you
movies
really do want to watch these movies in sequence. They really do follow an overarching plot through the entire series. You
can watch them without doing that, but it's just.
But you're better off to go A to B.
Definitely,
this is part of an ongoing series. Like we just finished Phase 1 about a year or two ago, and now we're working through Phase 2, and this is the second film for Phase 2, which. This is the third. This is the third film for Phase 2. I forgot about Iron Man 3.
Yeah, Iron Man 3, Dark World, and now Winter Soldier.
And then we're going to get... Is it Avengers right after this?
Yeah.
So this is the final for Phase 2.
Yeah.
Wow, small roster.
I really wish they would make another Hulk movie.
Just the main
three.
They're not going to do another Hulk movie at all, which I think is quite silly.
They're actually talking about it, but it wouldn't be till 2018 or beyond.
That's a while from now.
Yeah. They can't work into the plot.
All the way up
which
to
is fine. That said, so this one has to lead into Avengers 2 then. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy, that's the other one that's leading. So it is. It's a five film process, which is what it was last time. So yeah, all right, which we'll get into Guardians of the Galaxy later. This one, interesting. I will tell you that. First, Captain America is wearing two different suits in the film.
Yes.
So apparently he's wearing one when he's with S.H.I.E.L.D., which is his suit that he wore when he came back in the comic books.
Yeah.
He came back a couple years ago after dying, and Bucky, his old partner, took over the mantle of Captain America for one reason or another, and he decided that he was going to let Bucky continue with that role, and he donned his own outfit, which is what he wears in this film.
Yeah.
And while he did that, he was running S.H.I.E.L.D. So that's interesting. But what's also interesting is that towards the end of this trailer, you'll see him in this Captain America outfit, which means that at some point he turns down S.H.I.E.L.D. for whatever reason. Okay. That's kind of interesting. That tells me that something's going to happen with him and S.H.I.E.L.D. It's going to cause a conflict, some kind of trust issue probably.
There's always some sort of something with S.H.I.E.L.D.
In addition to that, somebody's dead in this film.
I'm gonna just bring it back and just watch the.
They're looking over a corpse at some point in this film. It's a very quick blimp there, but somebody dies. If I had to guess, I would say it's Nick Fury, who would not die. More so, he would probably fake his death, kind of deal, which would kind of be interesting for the next film. If you thought that he was still dead, and then he comes back in the next one, in Avengers 2, I think that'd be kind of neat because he signed on for Avengers 2, so he'll be
clips
there.
Like they do at the end of movies, where they're like, and then he'll show up and they'll give you the.
Could be either that, or that could be a film towards the end of the film. Maybe they think they kill the Winter Soldier, and maybe that's a picture of him. Because if you know who the Winter Soldier is, you know it's going to be an emotional thing for the Cap. He's gonna have to deal with some heavy shit when that finally.
No, what I want to know is with the Winter Soldier, he does he get frozen for X amount of years?
So the Winter Soldier is from the Captain's past. I don't want to go any further into it than that. He is from his past, around the same time frame. The reason that he looks the same is because, at least comic book wise, and the general perspective of this is. Soon after Captain was frozen alive, he captured one of his friends, or one of his allies, and the Red Skull captured one of his allies and was using him throughout the years. He brainwashed him and then was using him as an assassin. And when he did that, after each mission, the Winter Soldier would be put into a time capsule, basically, so he would be frozen and then be let out only during his missions and then come back. So he's not frozen in the way that Captain America was frozen, but he was suspended animation for several years.
So he's still roughly about the same.
Right, and that's why they were never able to find him. Yeah. They were never able to identify him. Now, another thing that's interesting, they're going to be doing Cable and Deadpool for X-Force soon, in a year or two. The reason that's important is because we finally get those bionic arms, which Cable has.
Yeah.
And it looks fantastic on the Soldier. It looks fantastic. It really does, and I don't know, man. You can see a lot more prominence for Black Widow in this one.
Yeah, and I like Black Widow. She was
yeah.
one of my favorite characters in Avengers 2. Like, one of my favorite scenes is when she's doing the interrogation.
Yep.
And then she's like, I'm in an interrogation right now. She's like tied up, and you're like, what? And then she just
Black Widow is definitely an interesting character. She tends to flip flop back and forth between like being good and evil. Mm-hmm. Although in this series she doesn't seem to be doing that. She seems to be staying pretty straight the whole time. Mm-hmm. But they're really trying to bring her into more prominence.
Yeah.
And I really do think that they're going to be putting her for a Phase 3. I think that she'll be back for a her own movie, because I don't know that we're going to be getting an Iron Man 4. It seems unlikely we're going to be getting that. At least with, as of right now, he doesn't want to do it. Robert Downey Jr.
And I wouldn't. I think I'm good where he ended.
Yeah.
I really loved the third one. Yeah. I thought it was really, really good. And
the idea is he's scheduled for Avengers 2 and Avengers 3. So
but
Iron Man has to be in those two movies.
I know, but what I'm saying is that like his story can continue, but I don't think he needs.
He doesn't need his own solo movie.
Yeah,
story can still...
I don't think so. I don't think he needs them, and I think it will make it more special to see him in the Avengers movies.
That's where it gets weird, though, because like really, Marvel had set up Iron Man to be the leader of the Avengers, which is inaccurate, to say the least. But in this movieverse, he is the leading role of this
well,
whole
I mean,
entire.
He was the one that started with
right. It starts
Man.
with him, and then he's got the prominent role in Avengers. He's got, even though they did sort of divvy it up. You can tell he's got that clear leadership role. Any kind of cartoons or anything you've come up with over the last couple of years where you're doing Avengers, it's not Captain America that's got the lead role. It's Iron Man who starts it and Iron Man who leads.
Yeah.
You know, and you've seen that a lot. And they've really done a lot with Iron Man. They've released hundreds of thousands of freaking suits for the toys. And just the amount of work that's been put into Iron Man. And then to now have to miss a fourth movie...
They have, and I do agree with you. I feel that they've put a lot more time and money and effects and all that into his movies specifically.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. I always enjoy the Iron Man movies more than I've enjoyed the other ones because I feel like they've put more time and effort.
Iron Man's a fun character.
He is a fun character. And Robert Downey Jr.
And they don't really get into too much of his darker stuff in this series. They really do try to keep it more light and fun.
Yeah. Well, they kind of put it in that way.
Yeah. They give you some stuff that, like, you can tell that he was a womanizer, he was an alcoholic. But they don't really get as dark as he does in the comics.
No. I mean, that's definitely a lot of his struggle in the movies. But, like, as you said, they really don't go into depth
they keep him fun. They keep him interesting. They keep him a likable character.
Yeah.
Whereas in the comic books, he's still a good guy. And don't get me wrong, he's a hero, but he fucks up a lot. So I mean, his drinking and his
screws up a lot in the
bad.
movies too, and it's just like, but obviously they don't also have as much time as the comic book people in order to tell these stories.
That's true. That's true. I mean, and they do go into it again in lighter terms. But anyways, going back to Captain America, I really do like this Falcon. I suppose that's how they have to do his wings. It's understandable.
Set in a real world
that they're trying to keep it as real world as possible. It seems unlikely that he'll be able to, they can grow out his arms like they can in the movies, like a laser made kind of thing. But still, I don't know how I feel about that because if you've seen the Spider-Man 2 trailer, they also have a scene where they're walking through Oscorp and you can see Vulcan's wings, which look very much the same as Falcon's in this. And I don't know, man. And then the other thing becomes, how does Falcon blast out the wings? Because that's one of his attack powers, is he shoots out his wings.
Yeah.
To attack people with. And I don't know. I'm sort of interested to see how they do.
It's definitely It's just like it leaves you wanting more, and it's definitely one of those trailers that you're like, I gotta see what happens.
Yep. If you guys have any questions or have any opinions on this stuff, we have tons of links for tons of different social things that you guys can send us your comments on. We have a Facebook, we have an email, we have all that stuff, and all the links are down in the description box, so please check that out. Thank you again so much for coming and watching Geek Weekly. We are so happy that you were here. My name is Chad Morris. This is Joey Mullet. And this is Jeremy Mullet. We'll see you again.
Approved.
And it's Vlad approved, always with Vlad. Thank you. And we'll see you again next week.